Sit down, Gizmo. A sanctuary garden. I was about to turn that volume up. Oh, oh. We dark again today, y'all. For one thing, my lighting, even if I turn the lights on, the lighting gonna be messed up because I got two light bulbs out and I need to go and get some light bulbs. Hey, Tina. I'm looking for this article. So, if the light from the TV shine bright, you can see me. Hey, girl. Hey, Moth Mama. We ain't seen you in a minute, girl. Moth Mama be busy, y'all. She be booked and busy. She be too busy for us. Child, these rich folks that went out here looking for the Titanic. You moved to Atlanta? Tina said 2 days in a row, I got my spot back. You can't get your spot back for no 2 days, girl. You got to go a month. Do you know that Phoenix went a month? You gotta at least be here for a week. You can't get your spot back in no 2 days, Tina. It ain't that easy, girl. I'm telling you, Phoenix was on it. Phoenix was here for like a month every day, first person. So you got to be the first person for at least a week to get your spot. But you here, girl. I'm not. I ain't got nothing to say. You are definitely here. Oh, let me say something else. Yesterday, I forgot to tell you guys that it was World Sickle Cell Day. Not only is it Juneteenth, but Juneteenth is shared. World Sickle Cell Day falls on the same day as Juneteenth. And I did post it in my community wall, but I don't think people really, really get it, or everybody may not have looked at the community wall. But yesterday was Sickle Cell Awareness Day, World Sickle Cell Day, where, people talk about sickle cell and make it aware to more people. And recently there was a young lady, I don't know how old she was, but she passed away because the doctors, weren't, there's a stigma against black people and pain medicine. And when you have sickle cell disease, they will give you a treatment plan. And on your treatment plan, it says what medications you can have while you're being treated in the hospital. What medications you can have, what the dosage is, and how often you can have it. So this young lady, I guess, went to a hospital that did not honor her treatment plan. And when they didn't honor her treatment plan, she wanted to go home. And I don't know the whole story, but she passed away after she left the hospital. So, it's really sad. I mean, with me having the trait, and it's so crazy because one hospital I went to, even with me having the trait, I had a treatment plan. The doctor had given me a treatment plan and I only had the trait. Like, they didn't play with, at this particular hospital, they did not play. But Kaiser, when I got to Kaiser would not honor my treatment plan that they had from the other hospital. Even after they transferred my records and showed how I had been treated, how many times I had been treated in the emergency room and everything, Kaiser would not honor my treatment plan. When I got to Kaiser and saw a hematologist, he was basically like, "Oh, you just have trait, and I'm not giving you those type of meds." So now I don't have a treatment plan at all. And my primary care physician has taken me off of some of the stronger pain medications that I was taking for my pain because he felt like they were elevating my blood pressure. So you rather see me suffer in pain than, and it just like legit got to the point where I didn't even want to fight with them. Like I'm not even fighting with these. I don't even have the strength to fight with them because when I saw the hematologist, he was an Asian doctor. I almost I almost they almost had to call security on me because this doctor, when he walked in the room, he pulled my chart up on the computer and he was like, "Why are you here? You only have trait. You don't have a disease. There's no reason for you to be here." This man didn't look at my blood tests. He didn't look at the results or nothing. I had just had labs drawn and everything. He didn't give me the results of the labs. He didn't, try to look and see how severe my anemia was or anything. And I was like, "What do you mean? Why am I here? You're a doctor. Why the fuck do you think I'm here?" I mean, I got so loud that the nurse came and was like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "No, this ignorant motherfucker just asked me why I was here. He is a doctor. I'm a patient. Why the fuck does he think I'm here? I'm here to see the doctor. What do you think I'm here for? To have a tea party with you?" But this is the way that doctors treat black patients. I was like, if I was Asian, I bet you wouldn't have asked me why I was here. You wouldn't even talk to me like that. I was so, I was so mad that I was like shaking because this was like the first time that I really wanted to slap the shit out of this doctor, but I knew if I hit him, they was gonna call the police on me and beat the brakes off my little ass. But I was so pissed off. So I did talk to, patient services. And of course, they were like, you don't ever have to see him again. We will get you another hematologist. And do you know that I have not been back to hematology? After that, I have not been back to see another hematologist. It could be something seriously wrong with me when as it relates to my blood, and I wouldn't know it because I don't even trust Kaiser. And they don't care about sickle cell patients. It's so bad when I think about what other people with sickle cell are going through. People who have the whole disease. I can't even imagine their level of pain because I don't even have the full-fledged disease. And sometimes it be feeling like razor blades is going like my instead of my blood, it feels like glass is running down my veins sometimes instead of blood. It feels like the blood cells, because they're sickled, it feels like I can feel the blood cells scraping the vein and like poking the vein as it's flowing. But for me, it's short lived. That sensation is short lived. Like it'll happen, just enough for me to be like, oh, oh. And then it'll like it'll go away. But somebody who has full-fledged sickle cell, that may be going on in their arms, in their legs, in their back, in their chest. I'm fortunate. I have only felt that particular pain in my arms and hands. But it feel like glass cutting the inside. It feels like you can actually feel the blood moving and it's cutting you. It's cutting as it's moving. It's the worst feeling in the world. And when I think about people who have full-fledged sickle cell feeling that shit all over their bodies and doctors not giving them the medication that they need, that shit makes me so angry. It makes me so angry because you have control of the medicine when people are in the hospital. Give it to them. They can't OD in the hospital because you have control over how much medicine they're going to take. You're giving them the pills. You're giving them the IV. You have complete control over that medicine. So there's no way you can OD in the hospital. When they come to the hospital, there should be no reason why we can't get these pain meds. And Kaiser is like, oh no, we don't give people with trait Dilaudid. That medication is too strong. But that medication will knock out for me. They were only giving me 2 milligrams. And 2 milligrams would be enough. 2 milligrams of Dilaudid and I think 4 milligrams of Toradol and a bag of saline for hydration. They would give all of that to me and then wait 4 hours. And if I felt better, I could go home. And normally that would be all it took. I've only been to the hospital one time where they had to repeat the medicine. But Kaiser refuses to give me any medicine other than maybe 5 or 6 hydrocodone. You're not going to get a whole prescription. And when you get 10 pills, and those 10 pills have to last you all month, what the hell are you supposed to do? Cut them up? So I just wanted to tell you that is what people with sickle cell go through. I know because I've been there firsthand. It has happened to me. And then to tell people, well, you only have the trait. I have the trait, but I have chronic anemia. Like my blood was so low at one point, I had to get a whole blood transfusion. And then when I had to get a blood transfusion, it was like, oh, well, this doesn't normally happen. I don't give a damn how many times this happened. It's happening right now. I don't care if I'm an anomaly. I don't care if this don't happen. You ain't seen it happen. I don't care. It's happening to me. And that's what they go through. Hey, everybody. Hey, Blue True. Hey, Sundrop. That's what they go through. I think they quicker to give you anxiety meds than they are anything else. They'll push anxiety meds on your ass because they was quick to want to give me some Anxiety meds. When I be, telling my doctor that I'm having sleep problems, he's like, oh, well, maybe it's anxiety. Or maybe it's something else. Because I don't want to take no damn anxiety meds. I don't want that. When I want pain pills, you won't get them to me. But you want to push off Prozac or Trazodone. Is that it? I think so. You want to push all them other meds on me. I don't want that shit. But um that's what people are going through with sickle cell. And it really depends on the hospitals that you go through, that you go to. Some hospitals, have um there are some hospitals that specialize in sickle cell, so they have better treatment plans, but not all hospitals specialize in sickle cell. And the only hospital here in the Bay Area that specializes in sickle cell is the Children's Hospital here in the Bay Area. They have doctors there that specialize in sickle cell. As a matter of fact, I did get an opportunity to meet with a doctor there and sit down and talk to him about what was going on and stuff. But yeah, that's my sickle cell story. But let's get to what we came here for. So there is a submarine that went down to look at the Titanic that is missing. Oh, look like they done heard some banging sounds. Maybe they found them. A mass, a massive search operation is underway to find the vessel with 5 people on board that went missing Sunday on a trip to view the wreckage of the Titanic. It's a race against time as the U.S. Coast Guard said the vessel had about 40 hours of breathable air left. Doing an update today. Aboard are British adventurer, a French diver, a Pakistani father and son, and the founder of the company that operates the tour. So, some people went down in a little teeny tiny barrel that they was using as a submarine to go look for to go look at the wreckage of the Titanic. What the hell are they looking for? Yes, I am a child of Oshun. What are they looking for in the Titanic? Them people down there dead, okay? Them people that sunk with the Titanic is down there asleep. Leave them people alone, child. Leave them folks alone. Let them people rest in peace. They done already drowned and sunk. Let a Alokun rest them people in his bosom. You know, Alokun don't like y'all down there anyway. He don't want you down there. God don't want you down there. Because if he had wanted you down there, he would have gave you the ability to breathe down there. God put you where he wants you to be, which is on earth. We don't have to have nothing special, no apparatuses or nothing to walk around on earth and breathe. This is where we're supposed to be. When you go down in the ocean, you are taking a chance with your life. You are risking your life. Not only that, but when you go up in the sky. Because God didn't give you dominion over that either. He told you to keep your ass down here on this ground. He didn't tell you to go up there and fly towards the heavens. He didn't give you no wings. The people that he wanted to fly, he gave wings. He wants you to walk. And some of y'all can't even drive a car, like myself. So you know you ain't got no business flying, and you definitely ain't got no business going 12,000 feet underwater. What are you looking for? In a barrel. This thing is not even big enough for the 5 people that were in there to stretch their legs out. You had to sit, they said they had to sit Indian style. Because the thing, why would you want to be up in there, like crammed up in there like that? 12,000 feet below the water. Looking at the tide, it ain't even nothing to see. Oh, rusty ship. It ain't even nothing to see. You can go to YouTube and see that mess. Ain't no way in the world. Yeah, and they said that the thing was controlled by a gaming controller. Are you crazy? A gaming controller is how they didn't rig this thing. And I be done pushed the wrong button. I can't even play no game. Lord, I be done turned us upside down. A gaming controller? Girl, for one thing, I can't swim. Nobody can technically swim 12,000 feet underwater. It's not like, even if the hatch do come open, it's not like you just gonna get out and be able to. Swimming's not an option. I would have been thinking about everything bad that could happen. They looking for jewels. Honey, them jewels then went back to the earth by now. That stuff then went back to the earth. Yeah, the pressure would kill as soon as if that hatch open, it's over for them. That's it. But which way do you want to die though? Do you want to die by drowning or do you want to die by suffocation? Ain't suffocation worse? You doing you like gasping for air and stuff? Ain't that worse than drowning? Cause at least I think if that hatch open, your ass gonna die quick. It's gonna be quick. Suffocation, I don't think that's quick. I think that's a hard way to go. Yeah, but I think it's fast though. I think that type of drowning would be fast because I think once if that hatch comes open and that pressure change, I think you're gonna lose consciousness quick and you're gonna die. This is not a regular drowning. This wouldn't be a regular drowning. I think if something was to happen and that hatch was to come open, that pressure change would probably immediately knock you out. And then you would drown. But suffocating, running out of air, and you know, everybody ain't gonna suffocate at the same time. So you gonna have, one person gonna die, and they said it's like a father and son. Who want to sit there and watch their relative die? Yeah, I think it would be fast. I don't think it would be like a slow death. I think it would be pretty quick. I mean, I hope they find her. But and it costs $250,000. $250,000 is what I heard to go down there. So they charge $250,000 to put somebody in a sardine can and throw their ass at the bottom of the ocean with 5 other people. Tina said they gonna make it. Moth Mama said, yeah, they rich. They gonna be found. Yeah, they got the Coast Guard and everybody else out there looking for them. If it was my broke ass, they be they be telling my family plan her funeral. Cause we ain't going out there looking for her. She should have knew better. The crazy black butt. They wouldn't even come looking for me. They would be like, crazy YouTuber jumps in the ocean. They make it seem like I did it to myself. Hey Melissa, they make it seem like I did it to myself. But y'all know I ain't finna pay no $250,000 to jump in nobody's water. So if you ever hear them say that Omo Oshun is missing in the bottom of the ocean and it cost you $250,000, you best to believe that I was held at gunpoint. Know now that I would never, ever pay that kind of money, and I would never, ever go to the bottom of the ocean for nothing. Never. I don't even like water like that. And I want my subscribers to be like, no, somebody forced her. She was forced to do that. She would never, ever. For one, she would never, ever pay that kind of money. And for two, she didn't like water. Y'all better come out and protest and petition and everything else. Y'all better be on the seashores with oranges and watermelons and eggplants and flowers and everything else. Petitioning Yemaya, Lokun, and Oshun to at least get my body back to my family. At least. Petition Yemaya to bring my body back. Let my body float back to the surface for my family. That's what I always pray. Like when I hear that children have gone missing, like they have an accident and they go missing, I pray that Yemaya would just give their body back. And Yemaya love the kids. She gonna go find some kids. You notice how when accidents happen, like if kids drown or something and it's an accident, it may take 2 or 3 days, but their bodies come back up. Sometimes we never find these adults because y'all be like, now your ass knew better. But these babies will be found. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not getting in no water. So I need y'all to be like, you a damn lie. Oshun ain't did that. Oshun didn't even like the water. Somebody kidnapped her. It had to have been a kidnapping. Because I ain't getting in no water. I mean, I hope these people come back. I wish them nothing but luck. Of course, I wouldn't, wish no bad luck on nobody, but they should have kept their ass on the ground. Ain't nobody told you to go down there looking at the Titanic. It's not like once you got down there, and the window was only this big. It was only one window, and it was about this big. So what was they gonna do? Take turns? crawling over each other to look out this window. The window was smaller than my face. My big head butt wouldn't have been able to see nothing. You couldn't even see. Girl, I don't care if it was free. You ain't gonna get my butt down there. When they got down to the Titanic, when they got down low enough to see the Titanic, it wasn't even like they were gonna have a good view. Because it was only one window. It's not like this submarine thing had like a glass bottom or, a glass top so you could see and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, one little old window. Maybe glass will crack if it goes down that deep. Maybe the pressure will crack the glass or something. Maybe that's why it was so little. Well, hell, if I'm gonna pay $250,000, I want to be able to see. I want to at least be able to see. Yeah, why they can't just drop a camera down there? They can't build a cable long enough to drop the camera down there and just move it around. Like get in a boat. They know the coordinates. They know where the Titanic at. Get in the boat. Drop the camera down there and just move it around so they can see all up in there and stuff. Or send a robot down there. You got robots for everything else. You got self-driving cars and everything now, and you can't send a robot down there to the Titanic? Girl, can you imagine? They up in there stinking. Somebody, cause it ain't got no air fresheners and stuff. I hope they get out. That'll be messed up though, because I don't think anybody can go down there and save them, right? Like, how would they get them out? Yeah, it is. It's a stupid idea. Girl, they had a bathroom. They had a toilet. They had a little... But you gonna sit on the toilet in front of the other people? It was a little bitty toilet. They showed what it looked like. It had a little porta potty. It looked like a small porta potty thing. And then they had them bottles that men can use. I don't know what those things are called. But looked like they had one of those. It was just men. Men nasty anyway. They don't care. They obviously didn't care. And I was like, where was this boy that went with his dad? Where was his mama? I know his mama was like, you're not about to take my child of that shit. Because he couldn't have took my child. Now, if you want to go down there and go, but you're not taking my child. Girl, what if somebody got down there and got nervous and started throwing up? That would be me. That would be me. Just projectile vomiting. You don't know what's going to happen. You get in a tin can and get thrown in the ocean. I'll probably be throwing up all over the place. Ooh, they would be sick of me. Because I'll be farting and throwing up and pooping. It would be a mess. And then I get to crying because every time I throw up, I start crying. Then here come a panic attack. I'd be screaming. And, oh my God. They would hate that they took. But see, all of this would have happened. All of this would have happened as soon as they closed that hatch. And we probably wouldn't have even made it 100 feet before I started throwing up and acting a fool. They'd have took my ass back. Uh-uh. She throwing up and carrying on. They'd have brought me back. Because I want to go to Alcatraz Island so bad. I want to see Alcatraz. But you got to take a ferry from Pier 39 in San Francisco to Alcatraz because you can see Alcatraz from Pier. It's not that far. But I was just like, if I get on this ferry and start throwing up, my husband, we were talking about going to Big Sur this morning. And he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with that. Because the last time we went to Point Reyes, on our way back, we got lost. And because the cell phone is patchy in certain areas over there, child, we got lost. And we started getting on these windy roads with these drop off cliffs. I thought I was going to just lose my shit. Okay? I was like, oh my God. Oh, bang, bang, bang. And I was probably making him nervous. At one point, he was like, look, close your eyes. Ooh. My feelings was so hurt because I was scared for real. I told him too. I said that was the first time that I ever thought that I made a mistake marrying you because you didn't have no compassion for me. He was like, "No, you were screaming and carrying on like I was gonna kill us. I'm not trying to go over no cliff either." I was like, "Yeah, but I was really scared. Like I was scared for real." He was like, we're not doing that again. We're not going to Big Sur." He was like, "If we do, you will be laying down in the back seat with your sleep mask. You will smoke your weed before we get there. I don't care. Take an edible, a Benadryl. I don't care what you have to take for us to." I'm like, "Then I'm going to miss the ocean." He was like, "Well, you going to miss the ocean then. So we won't be doing that." Because the fun is seeing the ocean. I want to see the ocean. I just don't want to see the cliffs. It's the cliffs that scare me. And them drop offs are steep. And I think last year, a husband drove, I think he was trying to KILL his entire family and himself and drove off of one of those cliffs, and they all survived. They all, by the grace of God, they all survived. And he is in jail. She divorced him. I was like, and I don't think he ever said why he did it. And it was here. It was where we going. Let me see if I can find the article. Oh, here it is right here. So his last name is Patel. I can't pronounce his first name. 41. He was 41. His wife and their children, aged 4 and 7, were heading south on Highway 101 when their car plunged over the side of a cliff and fell more than 200 feet to the water's edge. Miraculously, the entire family survived, though they each suffered injuries. Honey, God was with them. He said, not today. Not today. They ain't gonna die today. Not at your hands. 200 feet they fell. And it just looked like they, it just looked like they just drove down the side. I mean, the car didn't like flip. When it hit the bottom, it didn't catch on fire. They had to, what is it called? Propel down. The EMS had to propel down on ropes and stuff. And they said when they were on their way down, they said they knew that it was a recovery mission because they didn't think that the family was alive. And they got down there. Wait a minute. Is this a picture? Look at this. And when they got down there, the kids were still in their car seats. I said, look at God. He had his hands all over that entire family. Honey, that wife said, divorced. I don't ever want to look at you again in life. I mean, and I think they was in a Tesla, child. Divorced. Yeah, they were in a Tesla. It didn't catch on fire. It didn't like roll. It just seemed like it just drove down the cliff, and just when it hit the bottom, the bottom just stopped them. And the kids were Indian. Indian from India, not Native American. It had to be something wrong with him. And the crazy thing is, the wife said that she thought everything was fine. He was a doctor. He was a dentist or a doctor or something. And she thought everything was fine. They were out on a day trip. And they going down Highway 101, which is where, we're trying to go because it's one of the most scenic routes it is. Is it all the way to LA? No, it's not all the way to LA. But it's one of the most scenic routes it is here in Northern California to see the ocean. And she thought they were just out on a day trip. And honey, she said he definitely did it on purpose because they were on the road and he turned the car to go on down that thing, the embankment, on purpose. It wasn't no accident. It wasn't no skid marks, no break like he tried to break. It wasn't shit. He did that on purpose. But God was with them. God was with that family, saved them babies. The babies was still locked in their car seat. God said, no, you won't. Now, the kids, I'm pretty sure they were scared to death, or they could have been asleep. Because they were 4 and 7 years old. Where they were driving from in Fremont to where they were, that would be a good little nap for a child. They could have been asleep and didn't see it. But that joke probably woke their little butts up. Yeah, this is the one though. The 101 is in LA. This is Highway 1. This is in Northern California. This is in the part of California that I'm in. Not 101. One. Because we've driven part of it. We just haven't driven the whole thing. We've seen some of the we've probably been through this part where this accident happened. Because we've only been so far and then we turn around and go back. Yeah, it's a 101 and a 1. When I heard that story and heard that they survived, because I've been there, I know how deep those drop offs are in those cliffs down to the beaches. I mean, some of those beaches you can't even access because they're down so far. You can't get down there unless you rappel or something down there. And they, of course, don't advise you to do that. Now, there are some beaches along that stretch that you can access, but there are a lot that are just like cutouts, and you can go there and take pictures because it's so scenic and stuff, but you can't get down to where the beaches actually are, to where the sand is. Honey, this was a mess. It was, when I heard that, I was like, God dog. But his ass is sitting up in jail now. I don't know how many years he got, but he in jail. He in jail. Okay? And he ought to be. He ought to be in jail. When did this happen? January of this year? I don't think so. It was recently though. Oh yeah, it was January of this year. It happened this year. Honey, his wife got a no contact order and a divorce. She like, don't you ever speak to me again. Don't you ever look at me. And I don't blame her. Oh, they blurred out the mother and the kids' faces. But that's what he looked like. They were a beautiful little family. And everybody said, the neighbor said that they were quiet. They didn't bother nobody. Yeah, see, this is Highway 1, 15 miles south of San Francisco. So they had just started. Just started the good part of the trip. They said they were just feet away from landing in the Pacific Ocean. I would probably would have tried to fight. Still, I would have been like, "What is wrong with y'all? You out here trying to kill us?" They was just blessed. They were blessed. That gosh, God was. He had His hand all in that. They they were blessed beyond measure. I said, now that Tesla must ain't no bad car either, because you fell 300 feet. It took them 40 minutes to get the kids out and back up that steep cliff. The parents had to be cut out. They had to cut the roof off to get the mom and daddy out. They got the kids out the back window. And the mom and daddy, they had to cut the roof off to get them out. Do you know how I would be up at somebody's church shouting as soon as I got released from the hospital? And I know these Indian people, I know they don't shout like that. But honey, I'd have caught the Holy Ghost in the hospital. I sure would have. Because that ain't nothing but God. No, she said that in one of her statements, she said that everything was fine. That she had no clue. Everything She said everything was fine. They weren't arguing, they weren't doing anything. And before she know it, they going down the damn cliff. They going down the cliff, so she ain't said nothing. I mean, it's not like they were arguing, or even if they was arguing, you gonna drive down a cliff? You can't just pull over and cuss me out or something. You gonna drive? The kids ain't got nothing to do with it. And if you want to commit, you want to take yourself out, pull over, let us out. Put us out. Put me out and the kids. And you go on and do what you gotta do. You can drive off as many cliffs as you want. But don't take me with you. If that's your plan, I don't want to participate. It was like no reason for him to do that. It's not like their house was being foreclosed on or they were in debt or anything. I think she was a school teacher and he was a doctor. So I don't know. I do not know. I gotta wash my hair, y'all. This hair get on my nerves. I'm this close. Well, like this close to cutting my hair. Because I don't know what to do with this hair. I really don't. And it's getting on my nerves. It's not doing what I thought it was going to do. It ain't acting how I thought it was going to act. It's not acting right. I thought it was going to do something different. And it ain't doing that. And it's getting on my nerves. So I'm really thinking about I'm really thinking about cutting it. Really. But then I know if I cut it, I'm gonna regret it. I know if I cut my hair, I'm gonna regret it and I'm gonna be mad. And I'm gonna be like, why did I do that? Because I know if I cut my hair, it's gonna be gray. It's gonna be like all gray. Like if they cut it down short, it's gonna cut down to like my gray hair. And I know I ain't gonna like it. I know I'm not gonna like it. And I don't know, like I'm just not as enthused about my wigs as I used to be. Like I think my wig phase is over. I kind of want to get my hair braided. But then I don't want to go through the whole thing of getting my hair braided, taking it down, get my hair braided, taking it down, get my hair braided. I don't want to go through that. That's too much work. And then finding somebody to braid my hair, I don't want to go through that. But I don't know what to do. I'm in confusion. I'm in a whole state of confusion. I've been watching the. Oh, today I finally repotted my little plants that I got from the dollar store. I don't know if they're gonna survive. They don't look like it. They look sickly. They I hope the lavender plant grow. We already have lavender in our yard, but this is a different variety of lavender. It's like a darker purple than the one that we already have in the yard. And for some reason, the one that we have in the yard is not blooming a whole lot of lavender this year. It did last year, but it don't seem to be doing it this year. So I bought another plant, but the plant that I bought only had like one. I got it from like the 99-cent store, and it only had like one stalk of lavender already bloomed on it. And I don't know if any more is gonna bloom. And then I bought these other like little cutesy flowery. I don't know what it is though. It's some kind of little pink flowers. So I repotted them today and moved them to the sun because where I had them, I think maybe it's too much shade. They're not getting enough sun. And so we're gonna hope for the best. We are definitely hoping for the best. But I've been watching this lady on. Did I take a picture of those flowers? I've been watching this lady on YouTube, and she has a cottage garden. So that's my new that's my new thing to watch now. Is people it and look at on Pinterest is people with cottage gardens. No, I guess I didn't take any pictures of them because I was gonna show y'all. So that's what I've been doing today. And I did paint today too. So I did that to keep me busy. Because I don't want to be like some of these people on YouTube that, I noticed that the people on YouTube that are the most unhappy are the people that don't have any hobbies. If you don't have a life, if you're not doing something productive with your life, you don't have children, you don't have any hobbies, you're gonna be unhappy. You just gonna be unhappy because you're bored. You are bored to death. And in your boredom, your mind starts to play tricks on you. Everybody hates you. You want what I got. You jealous of me. You trying to take my spot on YouTube. You trying to take what I got. The whole world is against. That's because you don't have a life. You don't have anything for your mind to stay focused on. My mother used to tell me that all the time. Like people, she would notice that the people that, because she lived in a retirement apartment complex, and she noticed that the people that didn't have people coming to visit her and didn't have hobbies and stuff, they died quick. Or they were grumpy ass old people that nobody wanted to mess with. My mother used to go to this, little senior, I used to call it old people daycare, but it was a senior center where, they would get the little old people together. They would exercise and they would give them lunch. It was just like daycare for old people. But she would go there and socialize with the rest of the, older people. That would get her out the house. I think it was every other day. And she did that for years. And she wasn't a grumpy. Plus, I talked to her and visited her all the time and kept her busy too. And she had grandkids and, that kind of thing. So she stayed busy. But people that don't have a life, I've noticed that a lot on social media. The grumpiest people are the people that don't have no kids. You don't have no hobbies. You don't have anything to keep you busy. When my arthritis is acting up, I paint. If I'm not crocheting, I'm painting. If I'm not painting, I'm making jewelry. If I'm not making jewelry, I'm reading. I keep my mind busy, so I don't have time to think that people are hating on me. You will never hear me say somebody is hating on me or somebody is trying to take my spot. Like they really got to be hating on me, and I have to be able to prove it to you that they hating on me for me to come on here and be like, yeah, she hating on me. I'm just being me. I'm not grumpy and I don't have any kids. Do you have hobbies? Do you keep yourself busy? My kids grown, but I've noticed that a lot of people on social media, they are hella grumpy. They don't have no kids, they don't have no friends. These antisocial people. You don't have no kids, you don't have no friends, you don't have a husband. You just a grumpy old person on social media. See, you have hobbies. That's different. A lot of these people don't have hobbies. They don't have anything to keep them busy. You have to have hobbies. You have to have something that you enjoy doing. Plus, I got a dog. I got somebody to take care. I got to take care of his little butt. I got a husband. I don't have time to be grumpy. I'm grumpy though. But I'm not grumpy with other people. I think I'm grumpy because like hormone changes and stuff. I'm that grumpy. Not just grumpy for no reason. Like I have a reason to be grumpy. I'm hormonal grumpy. I'm not just some mean, grumpy old person. At least I have a reason. And I think my grumpiness comes from hormonal changes. I'm thyroid grumpy. So get you a hobby. Find something that you like. I said all of this to say, you know, oh, and I like plants. So, that's like one of my hobbies also. I love being outside with the plants. I love like taking pictures of, the I love it right now because the roses are blooming. I love taking pictures of the roses and going outside, looking at the roses and just chilling. And usually this time of year, I take a lot of sunset photos. I stay away from their grumpy butts too. I take sunset photos this time of year. I love doing that. Also, I just been lazy and I haven't been asking Siri what time do the sunset, but I love taking sunset photos. And I like taking photos and post it. That's one of my hobbies too, is taking photos. I got a nice camera too, and I'm so intimidated by this camera, and I need to start taking pictures with the camera. It's a really nice camera that I got for my birth that my husband got me for my birthday a couple of years ago. So I think it's a Canon something. But I need to start taking some photos with um that camera. But I, take them with my iPhone. So that's it, y'all. We didn't talk about this submarine thing. I hope these people are found. Because I don't wish no bad on nobody. I know that these people have families who are looking for them, and or just waiting with bated breath to see, because like if that was our family or somebody in our family, we would be, god, we would be thinking about how these people last moments are gonna be. They gonna be horrible, and the family is thinking about that. So I'm wishing the best for them. I hope that they are found alive. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll get this lighting situation together and it won't be a dark live. But I gotta get some. We gotta go to Home Depot or somewhere and get some light bulbs. And we have light bulbs, but we don't have the size for the light, because it's, how the light is in a ceiling fan and it's like the bulbs are kind of small or whatever. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but the lights are in the ceiling fan, so it looks like it's some small bulbs. I don't know. I'll ask my husband when he get home. And I told him today that the light was it's one light left. So we not in the dark. But if I just turn that one light on, it casts a yellow, and I hate that. Um I told my husband today that the light had went out. And he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, my husband don't be paying me a bit of damn attention. I started making coasters out of tile with acrylic paint and making cups with acrylic paint, and I work a 9 to 5. I want to start doing some planting, but I need to know what plants that is low maintenance. I used to make coasters with like broken plates and stuff. I don't know what I was doing, child. I went through that phase too, with like cement and broken plates, and you put them together in a mold, and I did that for a while. I love me some plants though. I love um house plants, and um I'm just starting to get into trying to grow flowers. I've never grown flowers before. I've always stuck to succulents and cactus because we're here in California. And for a while, they were telling people, to plant succulent and cactus when we were like conserving water, when we were going through a drought, because they don't require a lot of water. And I got addicted to succulents and cactus, and I love them. So I started growing them, and then we moved to this house, and I didn't bring a lot of stuff with me because I thought we were going to be able to buy a home. I thought we were only going to be here for a while and we were going to be able to buy a home. But the interest rates and stuff went crazy. And so we staying with my in-laws right now. So I don't have all the plants and stuff that I used to have. I gave them to a friend of mine. So when we do move into our house, I'm going to tell her to give me a cutting off of um, them so I can start them over again. So I wanted to go out and buy every plant that I used to have because I used to have a lot of plants. So I mean, my succulents and stuff, I brought some of them with me, but not all of them. Um, no, I gave them to her. I gave them to her. So I'm not gonna ask for them. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, we moved. Give me my plants back." But I'm gonna tell her I want a cutting off of them, a piece off of them, so I can start um growing them again. Oh, I will because they're gonna be on my I'm gonna do some videos. Some of my other ones I think are on the channel in a playlist. Let me look and see. Yeah. If you look under the playlist on my channel, it's one called Houseplants. And in that playlist, I show you the plants and talk about houseplant care and I don't know, John. I know it's a playlist on there. Watch some of those videos. I had some really nice plants though. Oh, okay. Well, go check out the playlist. I got a cajillion videos. All kind of videos in the playlist. If you want to know about Ifa or Santeria or Lukumi, African traditional religions, it's all kind of stuff. So go through there and look at my playlist. But I mean, sometimes these lives are just random. If something is going on the news, I come in and I talk about it. Or if it's another YouTuber doing something that I think is worthy of talking about, I'll come on and talk about it. I do have another channel that's supposed to be me and my husband doing a podcast, but we haven't. I think we only did like one so far. So that's about it, y'all. I'm about to go and get me something to drink, water, because I'm thirsty. I don't want y'all to think I'll be out here getting drunk. And because it's 9 o'clock, I'm going to go get me some water, some ice water, and probably give Gizmo a snack. He been good. He been sitting over there asleep. He minded his own business, but he know that I'm mad at him because earlier today he had one of his barking fits and he pissed me off. So I think he laying kind of low. He like, I ain't gonna bother her ass because she done already fussed at me once. You had what, Tina? What is Cronin's? What is that? That's a plant? I miss my plants because my mother-in-law, she only got a few. She got a monstera. She got an elephant ear. She got a ZZ plant. Uh, and she got two other, I can't think of the name of those. But she only got a few. And they're in the forbidden zone. You know how black people have that living room that you can't touch? That you can't even go in there. It's a showroom. The living room is a showroom. Nobody can go in there. The plants is in the showroom. So nobody goes in there until like we have company or something. The showroom is, and I'm surprised that there's no plastic on the furniture. But I guess you feel like there's no need to put plastic on the furniture because there's no kids here. And the adults know not to go in there. The only time she go in there is when she clean up. So the only plants that I really get to see is the ones that's outside. The beautiful roses and my few little plants I have outside. It's green, red, with yellow leaves. Okay, good night. From Florida. Okay. All right. Well, we'll probably be here tomorrow. Ain't no telling what time we'll be here, but we'll probably be here though. I think I know what you're talking about, Tina. I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the? I don't think that's the right spelling though. Is it? Let me look and see. Oh, is it Crouton? This one? This one? I had one of these, but mine wouldn't stay that yellow color because I don't think it got hot enough. They like a lot of heat. Is that it, Tina? I think this it. Mine was mostly green. Yeah. Mine had a lot of green in it. It wouldn't see mine, it wouldn't it was more like this. It was more, where's that green one at? Yeah, see mine looked more like that. It didn't have as much yellow. It had more green. Those are cute. But they temperamental though. And once you start losing leaves, that's you can hang it up. I don't know why my allergies always act up at night. Croton. It's a T in there. Croton. Croton. Yeah, I had one of those. I miss my plants. But that's okay. The Lord is going to bless us to get a house that we can afford and that we love, these interest rates is going to come down, and everybody like myself that is waiting to get a house is going to be able to find their dream home in Jesus' name. I'm not just praying for myself because I ain't selfish. I want everybody to live how they want to live. So I'm praying that these interest rates come down. And and the housing market changed. Like, it don't make no sense for houses to be this expensive. Everybody ought to be able everybody ought to be able to afford a house. It don't make no sense. It's like the government want people to be homeless. It's not like that in other countries. America is the hardest place to own a house. I was talking to a friend of mine, well, she wasn't a friend. She was like an online friend. And I think she lived in like Australia. And she said there, when you work for companies, say you work for a company, a large company, they own a certain amount of houses. And while you're working for that company, you can live in one of the houses that they own. And they wasn't trash houses. They were nice houses. We should do that here. That would at least be able to keep the people that, if you live in a certain area, that would keep the commute down and everything. Because you would be able to live in the city where you work. So you wouldn't have to commute 2 hours to get to work. And then by the time you get to work, you already tired. No, you would be able to live in the same city where you work. You wouldn't have, a commute time and stuff. That makes it better for the employee. Commuting 2 and 3 hours to get to work. Because where we were looking at a house at, my husband's commute would be almost an hour. He would have a 2 hour commute because it would be an hour there and an hour back. So he would be gone like 11 hours a day. And I'm not looking forward to that. But that's what you have to do when the houses, you're trying to move somewhere where the houses are cheaper. So just, keep that in your prayers that the housing market will change. Uh, Interest rates will come down. This world will change, period. So we can, some of these people that are homeless, we could get some of these homeless people off the street. Because I hate that in the wintertime. Because I do worry about people. Of course, California, the weather is not bad here. We don't have a whole lot of bad weather, but still, you don't want to see people on the street, sleeping on the street and stuff. So that's it, y'all. I gotta comb through this hair. I took my, how you have a twist out and you take it out and it just feels like certain parts of your hair. I don't know, y'all. I gotta do something with my hair before it starts to get so tangled up. I ain't gonna be able to comb through it. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you so much. Bye.